And of course, there's the actors that we saw there, but there's another actor in the film, I noticed.
Is that right? Is that right? You might see me.
I did see
You're in all your movies, aren't you?
No, not all of them. Sometimes they're just impossible to put an Indian guy in there, so I just... Sometimes.
But this idea of you doing cameos in your films, did the first time, was it an accident, or did you just kind of think, when I direct films, I'm going to be in them?
No. Actually, the very first movie I made when I was 21, it was set in India, and I was I was one of you guys. I was the lead of it, and no one saw it except my family. And it was like, and my dad said to me, "Put white people in your movies," and I said. And then, boom, Sixth Sense.
Yeah. Oh, what do you listen to? And are we allowed to say what you play in Sixth Sense?
Sure, I mean, yeah.
But you're a doctor.
Well, yeah, my family's all doctors. We have, 14 doctors in the family. My parents are both doctors, so when I said I was going into the arts, it was quite a bad moment in the Indian family tradition, And of course, there was no one before me to say, "Hey, look at this person." So it was really like saying I wanted to be goth rock and roll band or something. It was very, it was a sad moment, and so at least I got to play a doctor.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah. And have they ever been impressed? Have they ever kind of understood how successful you are?
Well, it was, I think, resistance until it became, then my dad was buying every magazine that I was on and everything like that and handing them out, and he'd buy, my dad would buy, gum with his credit card so that they would go, "Wait, are you related to?" Oh. I am, that's my son.
Sweet.
And then you got invited to the White House.
I did. I went, I've been invited a couple times, but the first time I was invited, I was so excited, and I said, "Oh, my God, let's go to my parents' house and tell them that the president wants me to come over." And my wife's like, "That's a terrible idea." And I was like, "No, this is going to make them so happy." I go there, they're watching TV, and my mom's cooking something. I said, "I have news." And then they were like, "What?" They turn off the TV. My mom turns off the stove. "What is it?" And I said, "Going to the White House. The president, wanted to have dinner with me." And my mom's like, "Oh, my God, maybe something good will come from this." Mom, he's not going to give me this estate or make me an ambassador. The dinner is the thing.
Good thing.
Yeah.
The good things happen.
Total immigrant mentality.
Very good. Actually, we talked about Leonardo DiCaprio there. How important, would you have made the movie if you hadn't... Oh, and he is. He's so good in the movie. He's so good in the movie.
He is great.
It's rough on the eye.
If he hadn't been available, would you have made the movie anyway?
Probably not. There was never anyone... I mean, Leonardo and I go right back to Romeo and Juliet. And then he was a gifted young man. And now he's a man in full command of his abilities. I mean, what's the casting list for that role? You've got to be both a movie star and a great, great actor. And he's both things. And in this... I mean, people can say whatever they like about the film, but nobody's questioning Leonardo's performance. In fact, you've got to see it just to see him, because...
He is brilliant in it.
Height of his powers.
Really, really, really good.
Height of his powers, yeah.
And now, Isla, you play the kind of pivotal role of Myrtle Wilson.
Yes.
And now I assumed, because you're both Australian, I just thought, "Oh, yeah, I'll be in your film. Yeah, come on, be in my film." But you don't really know each other, and you had to audition.
No, my husband had met Baz and had always said he's, the greatest guy, and I was so jealous, and I was desperate to see him. And you go to these Hollywood parties hoping to meet your dream director. And, but no, I actually went in for an audition, and I was so nervous because I thought, quite often when I go in for auditions, I sort of talk myself out of the job. I don't mean to, but I'll say, "Oh, well, that other actress is good at that," or... So I said to myself, don't say
Daniel's
a
nodding,
word.
"Yeah, I do that."
Do you do that? It's brutal. So, or I would mention, like your story, the hernia, which is totally repulsive. I've got sort of... a verbal diarrhea that happens when I get nervous and really want something to happen. So I said to myself, do not speak, because if you say nothing, Baz may project Myrtle onto you, and if you open your mouth, you may not be the cheating whore that Myrtle is. So, I said nothing. I was a complete mute for as much of the audition as I could be, and
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, really?
No, you came bursting into my room with Chateau Marmont. You leapt up on the couch. You were acting Myrtle the scene. You were leaping all over the place. You're being vendor. You had a fake cigarette, and get some chairs, why don't you? And I
definitely need to get your story straight.
I was standing there. I took some photos. I went like, okay.
Are you sure you cast the same person as you think you cast?
Am I Amy
She was
Adams?
absolutely fantastic. She came in and she just stole the role.
Baz,
And,
thank you.
yeah,
That's
and
so
you know
nice.
what? That's the only reason she got it, because she was damn well the best for it. You know?
Well, what's interesting is because of Hairspray, which, you know, big hit on Broadway, the West End, and the movie, the musical movie, presumably it's introduced a whole different group of people to your work.
Yes.
And so how does that work?
Well, it's a problem sometimes when they've only seen Hairspray and they say, let's get another John Waters movie. And they take home Pink Flamingos. And they've called the police before. And I get not liking it, but why did they call the police? You know, I didn't call the police in Forrest Gump. I felt like it, you know. I mean, sometimes everybody has things that make them angry films, you know, that they don't go for. So, yes, they have called the police because of it before.
But why?
Because they're offended, you know. I said, they thought, I guess it was about Florida or something. I don't know. But they thought it was going to be a family film, but I don't know.
And fashion, obviously, a very important part in your life. And there's a whole chapter in the book on fashion and your kind of your concept of fashion.
Well, I like Reiko Akuba Come to Garçon because her look is like disaster at the dry cleaners. Like, if I bring this coat to my cleaner, they think, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You know, like your pants. I mean, it's a very similar thing. It looks like something went wrong. You're shopping in reverse. And I wear these clothes to blue-collar bars in Baltimore, so it's not bragging. They don't know it's fashion. They've said to me, that's a shame about that coat.
Do you like fashion, Miranda?
Well, look at her, yes.
No, I mean, I should pay more attention. No, not really. I mean, I hate shopping so much that I just sort of would rather wear a bin. Yeah, so I'm sort of getting more interested now, but not really, no.
And you seem more interested in fashion than you've ever been.
Yeah, you like what I'm wearing?
I love it.
This is
I
sort
like
of a
that shirt,
Cuban.
it's great.
It's a Cuban thing that my wife bought for me. It's sort of a Havana. You got the pockets here.
I like
that.
You got the pockets here. You got the cool stripes.
Nice.
Thank you very
Nice.
much.
And a nice zip, no
Zip.
button action.
Zipper. Let's get sexy if you want it. Bieber doesn't have this stuff here.
Ron Howard, you work with your family like all the time.
Whenever I can. My brother Clint's an actor. My father Rance is still acting in his 80s and working all the time. I love to work with him.
And your mom, sadly, is no longer with us, but she did get a part in, was it Apollo 13?
Apollo 13, she had a really nice role, which almost didn't happen because I got this call from my dad, and he said, you know, I just read the rewrite on Apollo 13. And I said, yeah. And he said, there's a new part in there. I said, yeah, there is. Jim Lovell's mother. I said, yeah, she's got a nice scene. I said, yeah. You know who'd be really good for that? Who do you think, Dad? Your mom. And boy, I don't know. I'd have to audition her. and he said, well, fine. And so and my mom was all for that. And she said, I don't want to do it if Ronnie doesn't think I can do it. So I went over to their house and we worked through the scene, and she was great. And we did it in a couple of takes, and I've never been prouder, and she even got written up in the New York Times Review, and it was wound up being a great moment. She played Jim Lovell's mother.
It would have been worse if you hadn't given her the part after the audition. Yeah, this isn't going to work out.
I'll tell you what's really bad. My dad's an actor. I cast him whenever it's appropriate, you know. And here's the call I've had to make to him. Hey, Dad, you know, you did great, but, you know, the movie was a little long. And next would be, am I in it at all? Maybe in the extended DVD cut. So that's a tough call. But he's an old warhorse. He understands.
I mean, but as always, a stellar cast. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson, and I just wonder, does anyone turn you down?
Well, every once in a while it happens. I mean, actually, one of the, a weird, one of the things was, like, in the case of, say, Pulp Fiction. I had worked with Michael Madsen on Reservoir Dogs, and we really got along, and I thought he was terrific. So I actually wrote the character that John Travolta played, Vincent Vega. I wrote it for Michael Madsen.
Oh, right.
And so I write the whole script for him, and I'm working on this script for, like, 7 months. and he knows it's coming. He knows I'm writing it. And he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to do it. It's gonna be great. You know. And, 2 weeks before I finish the script, he takes a job on Wyatt Earp, and he can't do it.
So that explains the Black Mamba in Kill Bill 2.
But then did you have to really fight to get John Travolta into it?
Yeah, no one wanted John Travolta. No one wanted John Travolta. Yeah, well, you know, everyone can say, you know, but at that, the film he did just before Pulp Fiction was Look Who's Talking 3. You know, he's actually quite funny in those movies.
That is a great film.
It's a trilogy. All right, it's a trilogy.
Oh, the cross-referencing. It's like Back to the Future.
But then I can't imagine how ballsy it is. You're a young director, you've got John Travolta, and you're showing him how to dance. You're teaching him how to dance.
I didn't have to teach John Travolta how to dance.
Could you dance like that? No.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted him to dance a particular way. It was a certain kind of way. I'll do it. You don't need to do it. All right?
I've got an electric kickstart in here.
Well, here's the thing. Let me set it up.
Okay, you set it up.
Because it's a twist. Now, twists can be kind of boring. So part of the thing about it is I wanted Vincent and Mia, i.e. Uma Thurman, to have 2 different characters when they twist. All right? When Vince twists, I wanted him to be kind of rich. Like that.
It's good.
Thank you. But when Mia twists, the image that I had in my mind was the Zsa Zsa Gabor cat from the Aristocats. And there's that one little scene where the Aristocats dance, and she kind of like...
It's great to have you here. It's great to have you back in our lives, Jodie. And you're back directing a big, crowd-pleasing thriller, Money Monster. It's a film essentially about the modern financial world and how it affects people.
Yeah. Yes, it's about... The backdrop is the financial world and also the world of high-speed technology that we live in and also the world of broadcast live television. It's about a young man who's lost everything, was given a tip by this broadcasting guy, by this presenter, and he loses all of his money in one day, in 9 minutes, and he comes on the show and has a bomb and a gun and says, tell me where my money went.
And what like it is amazing. Julia Roberts and George Clooney. I mean, there's no messing.
Yeah, amazing, the 2 of them. They have a real history, a real interesting dynamic together, a little bit of magic. And they're mostly virtually on screen together because she speaks in his ear through an earpiece, and he looks down the barrel of the camera to see her in the monitor. And strangely, they feel closer than they ever have in any movie.
Now, in this movie, you're directing people like Julia Roberts and you know George Clooney, who's been Oscar-nominated as a director himself.
Yes.
Can you direct those people, or do you just go, that was excellent, well done?
No, I don't think there's anybody better to work with than an actor who's directed before. They know what the exigencies are, they know what the problems are going to be, they want to work with the camera, they love the camera, and they're excited to do it less times. I think the nice thing about actors that are experienced is they want to get it right so they can do it as few times as possible.
Because your first scene with George Clooney was sort of... I mean, did you know him well when you were directing that first scene?
I didn't know him at all, no. And it was his first day of shooting, and he had a good attitude about it. His first scene, we're above him, and he's just sitting on a toilet. Yeah. With his pants down, his underwear, and his ankles. And he was into it. I don't really know why, but he was.
But do you direct...
You know, George, I'm sure you have some wisdom about why he would have liked that. I have no idea.
But Ryan, you have worked with him, and wasn't there a thing where he would come up and give you notes, like really serious notes?
Yeah, and then he would just throw water on my crotch. I mean, I think it was a practical joke, although it might have just been an accident. Take it as a practical joke.
Did he do it every day?
What's that?
Did he throw water on your crotch every day?
I'm going to take a pass on that one.
Danny Boyle is here, and we can't have you on the show without mentioning the London Olympics 2012 and that incredible opening ceremony. Yes. And it's funny because actually, talking about nostalgia, I think people are nostalgic for it, because it was a moment when it did its job so brilliantly that it made the UK love the UK and made us proud of being in the UK.
It was a massive privilege to do it, and people were surprised that I would want to do it because, you know, the Beijing Olympics had been a huge thing, and I thought, no, this is we are amazing, and we don't tell each other that very often, and that's a good thing, generally, but occasionally we should take stock and say we are absolutely amazing. So we wanted to do that, and we wanted to build it around the volunteers who came in their thousands from everywhere, all over the country. These guys drove down from Glasgow. They drove down through the night and then go back to work in hospitals in Glasgow. There was an extraordinary kind of coming together of people. It was really amazing.
And while we loved it, it sounds like it was an absolute nightmare for you, though, to try to corral this thing and try to force it on.
Well, as these guys hopefully might testify, I don't behave very kind of like dominantly as a as a director, but occasionally on that thing I had to, in the worst kind of foot-stamping, screaming, throwing things around kind of way, where you beat people over the head with your awards and anything you can muster to get your own way, you will do it to get your own way.
Showing up with an Oscar.
Just like literally saying, I'll go straight to the newspaper, I'll resign and go straight to the newspapers, you'll do anything to get your way, you know? Because you have to because there's this terrible sense of them trying to make it the same as the last one and not letting our beauty shine through.
And we must just mention the Queen, because you didn't think the Queen was going to be in it, did you?
No, we had this idea, you know, the idea that you saw in it, but we thought obviously we should just tell her, because it's a courtesy to say that we'll be impersonating her and, you know, having this fun scene with James Bond and everything. And then we got word through. We were expecting, like, oh, no, and, you know, we want to audition the double or whatever to make sure that it's tasteful. And she said no, she wanted to do it herself, which was an astonishing moment, you know. So
showbiz.
So I went to meet her, and I'm one of the few people who've been in her private quarters. You know, well, there was that guy who jumped in Buckingham Palace.
Michael Fagan, good trivia question. I didn't know it once, I've always known it since. Michael Fagan.
Anyway, so I went in, because we were setting up filming the sequence, and I went in, and so she said, I'm not in a very good mood, I've just been to the dentist. I thought, oh, right, OK. And she said, what do you want me to do? And so we described the sequence, and then when we got on the set and started doing it with Daniel Craig, she said I should say something, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I say something at this point? Well, if you like. So she said, yeah. So she said her line in the thing. That's her line. She improvised it, and she was very sharp, because you know when you turn round, you know this, when you turn round when you're filming and do it from the other way, there's always a half-hour delay. She remembered everything exactly like that. You know, there was no continuity errors, guys. Like.
Wow, cannot let it go. This must be unlike anything else you've experienced, being in a movie with Madonna at the helm.
Yes. It's unlike anything else I've experienced.
Yes. Well, I mean, did you meet? Did you have kind of face-to-face audition-y type things, or were they meetings? What happened?
For my part, Madonna had seen me play Margaret Thatcher in something that I made called The Long Walk to Finchley.
That was so good, by the way.
She was amazing.
Really good. Have you seen the new one? Have you seen the Iron Lady one?
Which is amazing.
Yeah, but you weren't. You were robbed. You should do it. Very good at Brighton Rock as well. Very good at Brighton Rock.
And so had sent me the script, and I thought that it was very unique and wonderful, and I wanted to hear about it and feel the passion for it. And so I went to meet her, and I remember thinking that she was very graceful and fine-boned and delicate. And then she sat down and started getting extremely passionate about the subject. It was infectious. And fortunately, she liked me. And then
I thought she was fine-boned and delicate, too.
She is, yeah.
And then we spent every day together for 7 months after that point, really.
And what about yourself?
Well, Madonna had seen me play Margaret Thatcher in...
You were very good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And, actually, we met on Skype. I was in
Is that coincidence,
Los Angeles.
or...? Chat roulette.
Do you go on chat roulette?
No? What is that?
Later.
I just stay away from the internet, full stop.
You should.
Except for when she Skyped me to say hello and tell me about the project, in which instance... I don't know if you know this.
Yes, I do now.
OK, she froze in a slightly unflattering. Well, you didn't strike a pose, and I didn't quite know what to say. And then I spent the next 20 minutes thinking, I suspect I also have frozen. And I'm looking like a gargoyle at the minute, and I don't think I'm going to get this job.
It was a really nice Skype session. It was actually when I met him that I felt let down.
A little harsh.
No, that's not true.
And now, James, you learned new skills for this film, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Well, Madonna wrote it into the film that I had to play the bagpipes.
I cut the scene.
I know, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
But he really learned how to play them. And they're really hard to play.
Yeah. And then you cut it.
Yeah.
But you also... Wait a minute, you learned how to dance.
You cut that.
I did
The
not.
big dance you cut.
I did the dance with you and Andrea.
The little dancer's in, the big dancer's gone.
Yeah, but you learned how to dance,
The
dude.
clay pigeon shooting.
These are skills you'll have for life. And in between having this idea and now making the film, of course, you went on to have all this amazing success as an actor, and we mentioned the Oscar and things. So, working with all the directors you've worked with and being on those sets, what was kind of the #1 thing you learnt to bring to this set, where you're the director?
Trust your crew.
Yeah.
Trust the experts in every department. I remember when I did Widows, Steve McQueen, and then, like, we was doing this, we was in the bowling alley, it was this scene, and I was, like, so nervous. I was in this scene with Steve McQueen, Viola Davis, I was like, oh, my God. And then the stunt guy came up to Steve and was like, oh, like, what do you want? He said, I don't know, you're the expert, you tell me. And I just took that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, these guys, they're the experts, like, so what's your ideas? And it makes it more collaborative. So I feel like it's about this community, the kitchen, and everyone fight, but we made a community, made a family on set to kind of make this film, so it's collaboration.
Would you direct again?
Yeah, I love it.
Loved it?
Yeah, I love it.
She directs, too. I've directed.
Yeah.
Wow, how about you, Kevin?
Never, man.
Slacker.
Come on, Kevin.
The workload that must involve, like, having to get everything to get... When you see the credits at the end of a movie, when you see the amount of people involved and you're in charge, wow.
No, when we finished the film, we had to watch all the credits to make sure all the names are right, and it was 7 minutes. You're like, flipping hell.
Yeah.
I mean, you forget how many people are involved in to make it.
There's always so much pressure. You know, when you first direct, you walk out there and your crew is looking to you like, what should we do? And you go, oh, my God, I didn't realize this is the moment where you have to, you know, welcome everybody, thank them for their presence, and immediately fire someone. That's the first thing. It just allows me to breathe deeper.
But also, I think we've got a picture of your first day directing on the set of Breaking Bad. This is Brian.
Which episode was that?
I don't know. I directed several, but I looked like Otto Preminger, you know, back in the day with the monocle and everything.
Is that a horsewhip?
It is. It's a riding crop, and I'm wearing jodhpurs and the whole...
You look like a painter. Was that the episode Walt paint somebody to death?
No.
And Fries, you know, you've done directing. You directed The Mandalorian, and you've done documentaries and things. And you had this extraordinary thing of growing up with the Oscar-winning Ron Howard, your dad.
Yep.
So, did you learn things from him, or is it just that was your
That's my dad.
Is he just your dad? Can you see him as a director?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. And when I was a kid, I wanted to be on set constantly. And he set a really good example always. Like, you know, sometimes actors do go through things that cause, you know, a tremendous stress, and yet you need to move forward. And Jim Carrey on The Grinch, getting all of his makeup on.
He's talked about it on here, yeah.
So intense, and they had him collaborate with a Navy SEAL to train him how to withstand torture, because it was that intense for him. And so one day, my dad just showed up on set with Jim's entire outfit on to just be like, listen, I was in the chair for 6 hours also this morning, and I understand that it's hellish, and I'm gonna work today as the Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Not tomorrow, but I'll do it today.
Exactly.
So you are famous for directing these films that are very kind of plot and twisty and surprises and shocks along the way. And I heard you in an interview talking about how you don't think there's ever a moratorium on spoiler alerts, that you must never do spoilers.
Yeah, I'm you know, even today I was doing interviews for the new movie, Knock at the Cabin, and they were saying, when can we talk about the ending of this movie? I was like, never. Not in this lifetime, ever. We were at the premiere yesterday, and all these influencers now are at the premiere, and they're kids. And they're like, I just saw this movie, Signs, it's incredible. Like, I saw it yesterday, you know? And so it's like this new generation is getting to see these movies, and so I'm like, don't say anything. You guys don't say anything to your kids, please. Just let them watch, so.
Did I tell you the most embarrassing story ever?
Oh, no. Did you tell the ending?
No, not of that movie.
Which one?
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. It's gonna be hurtful. That's not.
No, I mean, to my relationship, it almost was.
Oh,
but
oh.
no, it's a Freddie Prinze story. We've all seen Sixth Sense here.
Oh, my God, don't do it.
I'm not going to give it away.
What did he
No,
just say?
Give me a little credit
We're all going
here.
to see a dead person in a minute.
We're about 20 minutes into the movie, and I said something just like it popped out, like, oh, is that... And my husband didn't see a movie with me for 15 years.
Rightfully so.
15 years. I forgot about that till I just saw you here.
Yeah.
I'm having PTSD.
Oh,
But you're the premiere of your movie this week, King Arthur. How did it go?
Very well. We had a couple of them. We had one in LA on Monday, and then we had...
you.
I know, right? Very fancy. And then we had one last night in Leicester Square.
Do you do the red carpet and then do you actually watch the film? Do you actually, or are you just there for the red carpet?
I can't.
You don't watch the film as well?
It's such a pressure cooker situation.
Yeah.
I can. I can. I'm not being funny. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I like my films.
Billy's incredulous. What?
I like your films.
But I have this funny thing that I completely forget that I make them. So I've got that memory like Dory. It starts and I go, oh, what happens next? And oh, look behind you. I'm that guy. So actually, I'm surprised about, how many times I've got to see it.
Do you annoy people at your own film? People go, shut up, I'm trying to watch this.
Yeah.
And Guy Ritchie, you're not afraid of casting non-actors in your thing. This is the man who gave us Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones, the actor. Yes. One lady there, very happy that Vinnie Jones, the actor, is in the pantheon of thespians. And you've got another footballer in this one. And is it annoying that he's getting so much press for this film, David Beckham? It must be annoying you. You've got to think, I'm King Arthur. David Beckham's in it for 2 seconds. Because you guys are mates, right?
Yeah, sort of. I mean,
Don't back away now.
No.
Oh, he's in it. Beckham's in
Oh,
it.
no, he's in it.
Yeah, no, I'm not making this up.
No, hold on. Am I allowed to speak? So our kids go to the same school.
Okay.
And we go to the same pub. And we go to the same sort of gay gym.
Isn't that just Jim? I think the gay is silent.
I set you up nicely there, didn't I?
Thanks.
Yeah, and one thing led to another, as they do. As they do in gyms.
Yeah.
And I've used it before in the previous film that I did, Man from U.N.C.L.E. And I've done a couple of... What's
They're still in the gym.
I've done a couple of commercials with him. I love him. He is... Talking...
He's been on here. He is genuinely such a nice man.
He's a lovely chap, but it just made sense. One thing led to another.
But you did attempt to make him less beautiful in the film, didn't you?
We tried. Have you got this
is his Instagram picture of the day he was shooting.
Yeah, that was down to me. I walked onto set and said, I think you should check the contracts. I have to be the most handsome man on set at any given time. You know, Bexy's not going to work for me. So that's what we did to him.
But he's still in the film. Yeah.
Right. Still give him one,
yeah.
Yeah.
It seems incredible that Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, that was 25 years ago.
It
so
is.
This is your first sort of out-and-out comedy since then.
Yeah.
What took so long to come back to pure comedy?
I don't know why. I wanted, but it... I was getting older, you know, and this is so sad. So perhaps it was because of that my movies became darker and darker with the time and more somber. Anyway, I have to tell you that I received many awards. When you are darker, you receive more awards than when you make a light comedy. That's for sure. This is like that. If you think about directing, try to make dark, very dark movies. Comedies is okay.
I want to be in the movie.
Yes. I mean,
he's made this one already.
I know.
This one's finished.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's out next Thursday. It's too late.
But I will keep on making movies.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So give me a call.
Oh, yes. Well, give me your number and all your, all dates. So...
His champagne work is second to none.
No, and you are very sexy, and you look very good actor, too. The cinema, it was created for someone like you. So we can keep on talking about comedy.
Just park that car. We must move on because Ciara and Kenneth, you come hot foot from your premiere of Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, which I've seen, and it's really exciting. It's a proper thriller.
Thanks very much.
It is thrilling.
Thank you.
Now, it opens tonight, stars both of you, and you directed it as well.
I did direct it, yeah, and I got to play the villain, Victor Sharavian. I get to try and bring Keira Knightley into my wicked plot, and also to get in the way of Chris Pine. So I was very lucky to work with the pair of them. It was great.
But Ciara, because Ken's directing it, if you're in a scene with him, how odd is that?
It's quite weird, especially because he's the baddie and he's sort of a psychotic baddie in it. So we've got one scene where, are you trying to kill me? I'm not quite sure what you're trying to do, but he's being very horrible to me. He's being psychotic, and we're in the back of a truck, and I'm sort of tied up like that, and he's screaming at me, and you'd be screaming at me in this kind of Russian accent, and then all of a sudden we'd be like, OK, and cut, and that was lovely, thank you so much. OK.
Yeah. I wasn't as camp as that.
You were quite...
I thought I was kind of all Russian and butch, and I stayed Russian and butch. You know, movies are often about, in this kind of story, they're about moments, so you just need to get that moment right, and sometimes the great thing is you can go back and do it again. And we have an interesting series of scenes while Chris Pine is out trying to save the world.
Oh, in the restaurant.
Yeah, and that is a little bit of a white-knuckle ride. And he is distracted, quelle surprise, by this woman and her love of Russian literature, which is a winner for the guy that I play. And we played the scene as scenes as one whole thing, and did it many times and repeated and improvised a bit. And that, you know, who's not going to love doing that? Thank you very much.
I'm totally, like, in sitcom land, you get, like, 1 or 2 takes, that's it. I'm just so jealous. Like, in my show, if I go, can we do that again? Because, and they go, no, we're moving on. And I go, but, like, my flies run done and my was out. Well, we'll just go with it. Yeah?
No one noticed. Zing went back at you.